Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bull Central, doing a game review for you today. This is sort of a game review. It is a game review, but it's a review of an old game done again, slightly, remade, slightly. Excellent game, however. Yeah, it's The Last of Us Part 2. We all love The Last of Us. Many of us love The Last of Us Part 2. We all love The Last of Us show, so, whatever. There's good stuff to be had here. And it is an excellent game. I have to say, I have not played this game since it originally came out 4 years ago. And I had a better time with it this time. I think probably because... the first thing being that I wasn't really that big of a fan at first of the way that the story unfolded, because... I don't want to spoil anything. One of the first things that happens, the thing that kind of sets in motion all of the action of the rest of the game, right, is one of our beloved characters from this franchise is brutally murdered. Okay, and then from there it becomes kind of a dark revenge tale, and it's good, but there was something about the way that the original Last of Us story was structured. I just preferred it. I always preferred The Last of Us 1 to The Last of Us 2. Not to say that The Last of Us 2 is bad. It's a great game. In many ways, it's much better than the first one, especially from a gameplay perspective. The balance that it achieves between the different types of gameplay that this game is known for. So, for instance, stealth versus blind action versus kind of more sightseeing stuff versus discovery. The balance is really, really excellent, and there's more. It's one of those classic things where there's more of it. There's more to like. But I have to say, the way that it's framed, the story, I always felt it was inferior. But kind of going back to what I was originally saying, I felt better about the story this time. I enjoyed it more, maybe because I knew what to expect. First of all. But it kind of made sense to me. So that when this character dies, it makes narrative sense to me now more than it did, because this character makes some choices in the first game. I don't know why I'm being so secretive. It's a 4-year-old game, but there's people who haven't played it that lead to this event. So it's not that it's unexpected from a narrative point of view, that it makes sense on a story. Because here's the thing, and I'm just going to talk real briefly about this because I'm not talking about the game as long as I'm talking about story elements. But in the stories that we like generally as a culture, we like justice as is one of the main things that we like. If a person does bad, it kind of makes sense in our brains, because I think that that's kind of how we like to see the world, that bad things happen to them, right? So, anyways, point being, like the story better. Okay, so now this is a remaster. And as a remaster, it's a remaster of a 4-year-old game, which is not a very old game. This game came out on the PlayStation 4. It's been remastered for the PlayStation 5. Does it look that different? Does it play that different? No, not really. It looks better. It plays better. It's got this beautiful native 4K. It's got 60 frames a second if you play it on performance mode. I tend to prefer fidelity for most games. Just a personal preference. But it does look better. It is faster. They have added, Naughty Dog, the developer, have added lots of stuff to kind of make it a more compelling purchase if you've already played the game 4 years ago or in any time in between. So they've added a free play mode for the guitar. There's this great guitar structure thing where you use the touchpad on the PlayStation 5 controller to play guitar. There's a free play mode for that. There's a new roguelite game component, which I did not really play because I don't really like roguelite. I like the story. I like what I like. I'm not making any bones about that. And then what else was there? I'm trying to think. There's a couple other things that sounded that are really the lost missions, the cut missions that they actually put back in with commentary. There's cool stuff. And the truth is that as a game, it's $10 if you already own the PS4 version. If you were like me and you bought it 4 years ago, this was a $10 upgrade for me. That's an easy purchase because truly it's a great game, and truly it's a great franchise, and truly it's a great developer, right? These guys made Uncharted. These guys made Jak and Daxter. So they know what they're doing, and again, it's a great sequel to a really great game. It's a little inferior still, as far as I'm concerned, just story-wise, because the gameplay is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. But it's definitely worth playing, and especially in light of the fact that there is that awesome The Last of Us show that I mentioned, the HBO show. It's just, you're gonna, if you don't know how that turns out, that show, that narrative, you're gonna want to see this, because it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's $10. It's only $40, I think, $50. If you don't own the previous PS4 version, so it's not even at full price. Like, Naughty Dog knew they were going to take it on the chin on this, because there's been just a slew of remakes in the last few years, and some of them have been worth it, definitely. Some of them have not. Some of them have just been cheap marketing ploys. And seeing as how this is such a newish game, it's not like making Final Fantasy VII over again. It could have been seen as a cheap marketing ploy. And, that's a cynical way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is like, I just paid $10 to replay with better graphics and more features, something that I really did enjoy back when it came out. So it's kind of an easy get. It's one of these, it's a little bit of a no-brainer if you're into the franchise, even if you're just into the show. Yeah, I don't have anything really bad to say about it. I liked the gameplay just as much as the first time. I liked the story even better than the first time, because I knew what to expect and I knew where we were going, and it felt more satisfying this time around. I love the improvement in graphics, although they are not that noticeable. Not really. If you do a side-by-side comparison, look up a YouTube side-by-side comparison, you'll see that there's differences, but it's pretty solid on either platform. Regardless, I'm gonna give this game a 9 out of 10. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is because The Last of Us Part 1 is better, in my opinion. But I'm here for opinions, and you're here to listen to my opinion, and now you're here to tell me why I'm wrong in my comment section. Please do. Like and subscribe and comment and share and do whatever you want, and thanks for watching. Yeah. Okay, do me a favor, everybody. This is my newest musical release, Audiophile One. It is remastered, resequenced, remade version of my first album that I put out, I guess about 4 years ago now. I always wanted it to sound a little bit better. I always wanted it to flow a little bit better, so that's what I've done here. You can check this out. Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, even here on YouTube. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I am spent, or spient. Is that the French? No, that sounds more German. A spinta. That's the Italian. Sorry if I just offended people.